The historic Route 66 runs south from Chicago and heads west. The old highway was in full use as thousands of fans lined up for tickets to the NHRA. Why? The action is great. And two great Top Fuel stars are back. Hot Rod Fuller, a championship contender 2 years ago, is here with the help of his buddy Bob Vandergriff. The Giant Killer, J.R. Todd, is back as well in the seat of David Baca's dragster. Fantastic speed, possible records, and great racers. Put down the remote. The Full Throttle Series is on the air. Route 66 Raceway in Chicago. It's called the record-setting drag strip. In just 11 short years since it was built, this place has lived up to that name. The Top Fuel elapsed time record has been set here twice, and the speed record has fallen here 3 times. In Funny Car, the ET and speed records have each been shattered 5 times. It's Route 66 Raceway, a speed palace like no other.
And coming up on our qualifying show today, you'll have an opportunity to relive some of the great memories of speed, drama, and wild rides at Route 66 Raceway. And how good is it to welcome back 2 veteran drivers to the Top Fuel ranks this weekend, J.R. Todd and Hot Rod Fuller. Todd behind the wheel of David Baca's Mach 1 dragster. He has 6 NHRA career wins. He is currently qualified 11th. As for Hot Rod Fuller, he's a 7-time Wally winner in his NHRA career. He's been to the finals at this track 3 of the last 4 years. And he's now driving in a new alliance with Bob Vandergriff, a brand new dragster that has been tailor-made specifically for him. And Hot Rod currently in the number 7 qualifying spot. Let's check on the Funny Car ranks now with our pit colleague, Dave Reef.
With 4 wins in the first 9 races this season, nobody in any category has visited the winner's circle more than Ron Capps. Now, this is a team that started the season with a renewed focus on qualifying. And so far, those successes, which include 2 number 1 qualifying efforts, virtually a top half qualifying effort every time, as well as low elapsed time of the season at 4:02, have Ron Capps in a position to go far beyond his winningest seasons ever, 1998 and 2006, when he won 5 times. This is indeed setting up to be a career year for Ron Capps.
Full Throttle Drag Racing Series is in Chicago. The United Association Route 66 Nationals from Route 66 Raceway. Let's go to Friday night qualifying. It's been a beautiful day in Chicagoland. Nice crowd on hand for the second session of qualifying, Friday evening session. And as you can see, the sun on the grandstand beginning to go down. The start line already. No sun there at all. Track temperature is dropping. In fact, 89 degrees right now. And when the sun drops behind that grandstand completely, then the whole track will be in shade and it will be hot.
I'll tell you, with the cool conditions and dry conditions, you can make a lot of horsepower. This car right here makes a ton of horsepower, and they really like the cool conditions. I was talking with Del Worsham, his crew chief Aaron Brooks said he was so excited when he saw the weather report a day ago that the cool conditions were going to be coming in, that he already had the tune-up set up before the car even left the shop, because he knows that this car really runs good when it's this type of condition.
This combination won back-to-back races at St. Louis and Bristol. Currently hasn't gotten down the track, and remember, it's Friday night. They only take the top 12 positions.
Wow, ain't gonna do it now.
Well, he ran alongside of Justin Schriefer, his first race of his career out of Grant Park, Illinois, and neither one of them put on a particularly impressive show, but it did get both of them into the top 12 positions. Dell from a theoretical 17th to 11th, and Schriefer to 12th.
Well, let's take another look at Del Worsham. They were trying to rotate the earth. Look at the left side of your screen. It's going to pick the front end up as the clutch stages start coming in right there. It picks the front end up and then goes up into tire smoke. Dell does a good job to backpedal the car, but left a lot of momentum. Let's take a look at the butterflies here. This car launched hard, had a good 60-foot time, and then it started picking that left front up as the clutch stages started coming in, but the Goodyear tires just could not hold. And at that point, Dell was going to have to backpedal the car and then try to get back in and save the run for what he could. Unfortunate for them, they just spun the tires early and cost them a little bit, but they were just going for it.
Neither one of these guys are yet in the 12 who will transfer to the third and fourth session of qualifying, and it's kind of a surprise because one of them, number one in the points, Ron Capps, closest to you. Jerry Tolliver over on the other side. Well, that should change things for Ron Capps. A 4:32 going to move him into 10th. Tolliver, he's still looking to get into this field. And once again, just as a reminder, it being Friday night, only the top 12 make it in. Right now, the theoretical bump is Ashley Forrest Hood, 4:37.
Saw Jerry Tolliver smoke the tires, and further down track, Ron Capps going to have some problems. He had a good launch, had decent numbers fairly early, but then I got to believe that possibly a cylinder went out down track because it was not running any 8th mile speed, only 236 miles per hour, and then it quit before the finish line, slowing him down to only a 4:32 at only 227 miles per hour.
And as we cross the halfway point in the regular season, the time to win when we reset the points. Here's the way it looks. Ron Capps, he sits on the top with over a 5-round lead over Dell Worsham, who you just saw run as well.
Look at those names, not in the top 10. Mike Neff and Robert Hight. Who'd ever thought that at the beginning of the season?
And so here comes Ashley Forrest Hood. She is currently 12th.
Here's that final time that carries over for tomorrow, that 12th position, a 4:37 with a 7 elapsed time. Cruz Pedregon did not get down the racetrack. He only ran a 4:83 in that first session, so obviously he's going to be trying to step up. Now, normally Friday night's a good session, but tomorrow they're calling for cooler conditions and possibly overcast, so we may see some great runs tomorrow, too.
Well, for Ashley, a 4:12, 4:20.
4:12.
For Cruz Pedregon.
Spinning down there, I think. Well, that was Savins out and it was spinning, and we went 5 to 4 in intermediate.
They're talking about Ashley spinning the tires down track, putting a cylinder out just before the finish line. Got to believe that was probably the case, but that car was really moving to half track. Let's go on board with Cruz Pedregon. Cruz had a pretty good run early, and then you saw him before the finish line start putting out some of that funny orange flame, meaning that he was doing some engine damage down track, but still makes a good enough run to get him in the number 6 spot.
Well, we showed you how the points set this year at the halfway point to the countdown. Thought it'd be interesting. Go back and look at funny car points a year ago, and I want to change the year mix with Dell Worsham, the greatest change, Jack Beckman, and Ron Capps.
Ron Capps, your points leader. But how about the guys whose stocks are falling? Take a look at these guys. Robert Hight, Cruz Pedregon, John Force, Tim Wilkerson. They're dropping so fast they'll probably be able to apply for some TARP money before long.
Hard to believe in John Force Racing that Robert Hight hasn't won since Indy last year, and Ashley is the only John Force car to win this year.
It's pretty amazing how much the Team Force has struggled other than Ashley Force. Ashley's car has been run very well all year long, but the other three have pretty much been struggling.
Again, neither one of these in the top 12. Well, Hight got her down pretty good there. 4:20 to a 4:32. Moves them both up. Beckman not enough. He's the 14th. Hight up to 7th.
John Force was kind of watching what that particular run there. Robert Hight had a decent run early, had some good numbers. I don't know. I think Beckman must have had a cylinder out early because that car just did not go anywhere from the time he hit the gas. And you saw height down track. Boy, that thing was eating itself up about half track. By the time he crossed the finish line, it was a pile of smoke from all the engine damage. It slowed down to only 270 miles per hour. But early in the run, it was pretty aggressive. But boy, then you see a cylinder go out just before half track on Robert's car. Then it starts eating itself out, gets a little sideways, might even got in a little bit of its own oil there at that point.
Well, here comes Jim Head, and Bob Bodie is back. Head is in at 11th, and, you know, he's capable of laying some runs down. Only active driver to have won Indy in both Top Fuel and Funny Car.
Yeah, Jim Head, you can never count him out when he shows up. Doesn't run the whole circuit, but when he does, he runs very well, as does Bob Bodie. Bob Bodie's looked pretty good this season, especially that race in Vegas where he qualified way up in the field.
Neither one of these guys qualified here last year. Whoa, big explosion from Jim Head. Bodie goes on, completes the run, runs a 4:17 with a 5, moves him all the way up to 4th. Head stays at 12th.
I tell you, that was a good run by Bob Bodie. Let's take another look at it. You know, Jim Head's going to backfire the supercharger, but look at Bodie. I mean, he's lifting that front end up through the middle of the racetrack and just carrying it. You see Jim just backfire the supercharger big time. That automatic system deploys the parachutes. Right side of your screen, Jim Head, his car's going to drift out of the groove over there, starts to haze the tires, and as soon as it does, it just backfires big time. But at that point, Bob Bodie, boy, he made a very nice run, puts him in the number 5 spot for now.
He actually gets him up into the number 4 spot. And here comes Bob Tasca and Matt Hagan. You mentioned superchargers, so let's go ahead and define it.
And that's just below the injector, which is right there. The supercharger, you see the idler pulley or pulley turning over the supercharger. It's a housing that contains rotors that are turned by a belt connected to the engine. The rotors compress the airflow into the engine, adding more air into each of the cylinders. More air means that more fuel can be added, and that fuel is nitromethane. That results in about 7,000 horsepower when you stand on the gas.
Were you actually reading that and then drawing circles and doing all that at the same time?
I was trying to, but I was...
You're amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Both guys in.
I quit my day job.
Tasca at 10th, Hagan at 11th. And both get down the track. A 4:12 with a 5 for Tasca. That'll put him to 2nd. Hagan moves to 4th with that 4:16. And that puts Bob Bodie back a bit. In fact, pushes him all the way back to 6th.
Yeah, that's what Friday night qualifying is all about. As the sun starts to go down, that track gets tight, and the teams start getting a little bit more aggressive on the tune-up. Tell you, nice run by both those cars, but that 4:12 by Bob Tasca, even though it didn't get him in the number 1 spot, I think they'll be happy with that. That gives them a nice tune-up to go by. You see both cars moving pretty much straight down the line. Bob kind of drifts over just, well, that was actually after the finish line, so no harm, no foul. Those pretty nice runs by both drivers. Let's take a look at Matt Hagan. I mean, I like the colors on this car. He's come out here with the Fram Tough Guard colors for this race, and it looks plenty sharp right there. And I tell you, this run looked pretty sharp itself. It looked like it had all 8 cylinders hitting beautifully off of the starting line. Carried that down through there. It looks like he might have had a little bit of trouble drifting right there. He was doing some driving right at that point, but not enough to upset the car, and makes a nice pass.
Well, you mentioned that the sun is now down, at least behind the grandstands, not on the track. Temperature of the track surface has dropped another 2 degrees to 87 degrees, and that should only make things better and better. Beautiful evening. Stat guy?
Think about this one, Paul Page and Mike Dunn. At our last race, the top speed for the funny cars was only 295 miles per hour. The only time this season we did not have a funny car go over 300. Already 2 drivers have gone over 300. Obviously, the weather and a good racetrack is working out well.
Oh, you get those nice cool temperatures. There's the sun in the west, and just starting to hit the horizon now. The fans here, I mean, there's been a giant crowd in here on a Friday. They draw very well.
Are they waving to you, or?
They wave to you. Those are your
I think
buddies
they're waving to Mom.
Yeah, my guy is over there on the left.
Hi.
2 Fords, John Force, Tim Wilkerson. Wilkerson is 5th. Force is 8th.
It's going to be interesting to see what these 2 cars can do with these conditions, because obviously we just saw some very good runs ahead of them, and you know, these crew chiefs tend to think, well, you know, maybe we can just give her a little bit more, and we'll push her right to that edge.
Wilkerson goes away. John Force runs a 4:12 with a 4, and that moves him to second behind Tony Pedregon.
Better? Yeah, 12 with 4.
Tell you, this was a nice run. John, they were very aggressive, 897 and 60 feet. That's pretty aggressive for a funny car right there, and then just carried it through. Didn't get after the clutch real hard through the middle. Obviously hard enough to run a 412. They run 258 miles per hour at the 8th mile, and then finished it up with that 412 at 303 miles per hour, top speed of the meet thus far.
A reminder of the times for Sunday for the United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals. Race day, 11 o'clock. Tim Wilkerson is going to be on there with Dave Reef and Mike Dunn. Finals at 4. And now here comes our final pair, Mike Neff and Tony Pedregon. Pedregon still hanging on to number 1. Wow, you look at that guy go, a 4:08 with a 9. Neff closes in, moves to second with a 4:11. But the Tony Pedregon sets the number 1 time in the first session, holds on to it all the way through the second session, and then improves on it.
Well, and that low elapsed time of the first session was over 0.05 of a second quicker than the number 2 person behind him. And then he backs it up with a great 4:08 elapsed time at over 304 miles per hour in this run. Mike Neff right there with another great pass. He runs 4:11 for the number 2 spot with top speed at 305 miles per hour. I'll tell you what, the track is tight, and they were laying them down.
And here are the standings at the conclusion of the second session on Friday night. Tony Pedregon, number 1. Mike Neff with a good run sits number 2, and Bob Bodie rounds out the top 8.
And of the 12 times they're going to carry over, you see Cruz Pedregon, that number 9 spot with a 4:20. 12th spot is Jim Head with a 4:27 with a 1.
Some pretty big names not in the field, including Ron Capps, Jack Beckman, and Del Worsham. Top Fuel is coming up next, and as the sun drops in the sky, the temperatures drop as well. It should be good.
ESPN's presentation of the United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals, brought to you by Full Throttle. Go full throttle or go home. And UA.org. Earn while you learn. And Castrol GTX. Stop sludge in its tracks with superior sludge protection.
With the sun down in the west and moonrise underway, Top Fuel came to the line. In the Full Throttle Drag Racing Series, we go to Friday night qualifying. And here comes Doug Coletta and Luigi Novelli. This is the home track for Luigi. Doug Coletta, he had a great moment, well, a great 4.4 seconds here in 2004.
Quickest run of all time in the quarter mile. Doug Coletta, all the way back to 2004. In the final round, a 4:42.0. You saw Brandon carry the front, and you talk about having some bite here in Joliet. That was a great run. He went 3.75 seconds to the 1,000-foot on that particular run. The best time we've seen this so far this year. Antron Brown with a 3:77. Schumacher also ran a 3:77 last year.
But it's things like that right there that gets all the fans up for coming here to Chicagoland and seeing what goes on. The track can produce some great results. Well, Luigi goes up in smoke. It's a 392 with a 5. Remember, we're at 1,000 feet now, and that's good enough to move Coletta into 4th place. Novelli into 11th. Only the top 12 count on Friday qualifying.
We're taking another look at it, right side of your screen. Doug Coletta, 392. I don't know if that's the number they were looking for, but you got to remember, they did not get down the racetrack in the first session, so they have to go up there a little bit conservative because they don't know what the weather conditions are going to be tomorrow, and just make sure they go from A to B. As we take a look at Luigi Novelli, he hikes the front end up a little bit off the starting line, sets her back down. He's got them cylinders going, but look at Doug Coletta just streak away at that point.
Well, and since we're talking about Friday qualifying, and we don't get to cover it all that often, reminder how the rules work. Top 12 times from Friday's session carry over to Saturday, but they're not locked.
And then on Saturday, positions 13 through 16 are filled by the first 4 runs of non-qualified cars. Once the field is full, bumping can begin with the best times of Saturday's sessions.
So those are the rules we're working under right now, and on the line is Morgan Lucas and Corey McClenathan. Well, that's cool. You get a little darker, you can see all this stuff.
Oh boy, you got to see his dash and what the car was idling, about 2,600 RPM.
Goes away for Corey. He tries to get it going again, then goes up in smoke. Morgan Lucas at 387 with a 5. That's going to move him into 2nd place. Tony Schumacher is holding down number 1. 384 with a 3, and the bump is now Novelli, a 431 with a 4.
Wow, that's a surprise about Corey McClenathan having troubles on both his runs. Morgan had trouble on his first run, but not this run. Picks the front end up. I'll tell you, Jimmy Walsh probably put a pretty good tune-up on there. Like we said before, he can't go out there and be too aggressive because they got to get the car from A to B. Runs a 387, nice pass. Right side of your screen, look at Corey. He had good numbers early and then went right up into tire smoke. It looks like he just flat overpowered it, overclutched that racetrack for that particular run, then had some engine damage on the other end. Let's go on board with Corey. Wasn't working the wheel too much. Car was going straight, and look at his head. As soon as that thing starts spinning the tires, it goes down. He tries to backpedal, get it to recover, to get it down the racetrack, then has engine damage on the other end.
And it looks on the other end, too, like Corey Mack's got issues with Morgan Lucas.
I've seen that side of Corey before.
Look at those eyes. Oh. What do you think he's mad about? J.R. Todd is back. His first race of the year. David Baca makes the car available, and he's on a single. He currently sits 9th. Good to see him. Oh, he had to do some driving and then finally get out of it. There's his dad. Stays 9th. Track temperature dropped another 5 degrees down to 84 degrees track surface.
You said he had to do some driving. He definitely did. Hikes the front end up, has a good launch. We saw some smoke come out of the right side of that car, and I don't know what that was. A little more than what you normally see on a launch, and then he started drifting around, then started spinning the tires down track. We take a look at it from down track. As soon as the car launched, it made that move towards the center, and then JR was driving it from that point on until it just started sashaying down the racetrack till it finally just broke the tires loose, and JR had to get out of the throttle.
Spencer Massey and Troy Buff. Massey is not yet in. Buff is 8th. Buff gets into trouble early, and Massey runs a 388 with an 8. That's good enough to move him up to 3rd.
Taking another look at Troy Buff. He launches off the line, has comparable 60 foot to what we saw with Spencer Massey, who made a very nice run. Look at him carry the front end on that Bill Miller car. Carries it for a long ways, and then after that, it didn't have the kind of numbers he was looking for. I don't see any I see a little bit of tire shake, and then, yep, it goes up into, went up to into smoke at that point, and then a little backfire. Take a look at Spencer Massey, though. This car launches, carries the front end good, and then it went the rest of the way. No tire shake on this, just a little bit of rattle maybe, and he drives right through it, makes a nice pass to get him in that number 3 spot.
Another look at the run from the start line.
You can see left side of your screen, there's a tire smoke, and then you're going to see Troy get out of the throttle, but not the case for Spencer Massey. He legged her all the way to the finish.
Gotta love the flames. Let's take a look at the top fuel points coming in, just crossing the center half of the regular season. Tony Schumacher, very familiar position, number 1. Antron Brown, just 43 back.
And Antron and Tony have been trading that first and second spot pretty much all year. You see Clay Millican down there in number 11 spot, coming off that final round at Topeka. He's wanting to get into the top 10.
And speaking of Antron Brown, he's on the right side. Millican on the left. Brown's not in. Well, that one ought to put him in there. Antron Brown, 382 with a 6, and he moves to number 1. Millican goes to 5th. And that changes the lineup at the bump, which is 12th, and is now Terry Haddock, a 402 with a 3. 317-mile-an-hour pass.
Brian Karate, Mark Oswald are doing a great job with Antron. They have been all year long. They can run good when it's hot. They can run good when it's cool. And that run was very nice in the cool conditions.
7th fastest pass ever. The NBA Finals continue on ABC on Sunday night. In Game 1, the Lakers took the Magic to school. Now Orlando looks to regroup and steal home court game number 2. Coverage of Game 2 begins with the GMC NBA Countdown, Sunday, 7:30 on ABC. Look who else is back. Rod Fuller looking to start on Sunday for the 90th time. Tim Cullinan from close by Des Plaines, Illinois. His first race of the season. He last raced in Top Fuel in 2005. Now Cullinan runs into trouble right off the line. Fuller an 388 with a 9, and that will move him up to 5th from 9th. He was already in. Now he's in better shape.
Taking a look at Tim Cullinan's car. It had problems early in the run. Just funny flame patterns and some smoke out the back end. Just was not right initially, and he shuts it off. But I tell you what, you see the blower belt come flying off. That looked like it had about 3 or 4 cylinders out too, which doesn't make that blower belt very happy. In fact, launches it pretty high in the air. But taking another look at Hot Rod Fuller, he is in Bob Vandergrift's car. This was a car that was actually built for Hot Rod, and no, it's not because the Hot Rod couldn't reach the pedals in Bob's car. It's just they felt that they would build one for him that fit a little bit better. Bob does own the race car, and they're hoping to run the rest of the season that they can get full sponsorship.
Watch that blower belt come off of there. Well, since we mentioned it and how it left the car, here's the definition. Blower belt.
Hey, it's a rubber belt that links the engine to the supercharger by means of cogs. The blower belt turns the supercharger, allowing for air to enter the motor. It's not necessarily a rubber belt anymore. It has a lot of Kevlar in it to make it strong enough, because it takes a lot of horsepower to turn those superchargers over to produce 7,000 horsepower.
Now there's the blower belt right there on Sean Langdon's car. He's alongside Terry Haddock. BioBlast on Sean Langdon for you. Rookie, but he started racing junior dragsters at age 13.
He's already won championships. He's a 2-time Super Comp champion. Won that in 2007 and 2008.
And he's partnered up with and driving for Morgan Lucas.
And already he's got his first career #1 qualifier. That was at Las Vegas of this year.
Well, look at that rookie go, a 388 with a 1. That moves him to 4th. Haddock stays right where he was at 12th.
Taking another look at Sean Langdon launching off the starting line. A good run here. Not a great run, a 388 lap time. 273 miles per hour in the 8th. We've seen a little bit faster so far this session. Take a look at the right side of your screen. Sean keeps that thing dead straight all the way to the finish line. A little late on the chute, but we have a pretty long shutoff here, so no problem for him getting that car stopped.
Well, he came into the session number 1. He now sits number 2 behind Antron Brown, Tony Schumacher, important race, home race on the Tour, and Larry Dixon, who has 2 wins at this track and currently sits in 8th.
Hey, based on what Tony did in the first session, that was a monster run. He was by 0.06 of a second quicker than Larry Dixon was number 2. Let's see what he can do now.
This is the fight for number 1, and can Dixon do it? 385 with a 7. No, moves him up from 8th to 3rd. Schumacher stays in 2nd and doesn't improve his time from the first qualifying session. And that leaves Antron Brown leaving Friday night qualifying as number 1.
A little bit of a surprise here based on what Tony did in the previous session. I mean, that was a monster run from session number 1 when he ran that 384. But now the conditions are considerably better than that session, and he couldn't take advantage of it. Larry Dixon did step up. He went from a 391 to a 385 elapsed time. So Alan Johnson and Jason McCullough stepped theirs up a little bit, and that's what they need. You take a look at the headers as Larry mashes on the gas, and 7,000 horsepower sends that car smoking down the racetrack. Take a look at that. Just lifts the front end up, sets it right back down. Larry Dixon heads to the finish line.
How cool is Friday night qualifying? In Top Fuel, Antron Brown came out of the second session, number 1, followed by Schumacher, and Clay Millican rounded out the top half of the field.
And the bottom 4 times that will carry over. Bottom of that list is Terry Haddock with a 4:02 elapsed time.
And those who are not qualified, pretty big list. Look at there, Corey Mack, Brandon Bernstein, and Joe Hartley.
Big names.
Well, talk about exciting moments here at this track. 2002, look at Ron Capps.
Watch this thing pick the front end up when he tries to get that clutch application going. At one point, if you take a look at it, he's got all 4 wheels off the ground, hits the wheelie bars, unloads that chassis, and boy, Ron Capps did not set her down easy on that run.
You're watching NHRA Drag Racing on ESPN HD. Don't go away.
(300-1787).
Well, we're getting ready to start session 4, but session 3 at the Full Throttle Drag Racing Series. This was a moment. John Force was up. The red light came on. Nobody was quite sure what was going on here. Rick Stewart, John Force, Austin Coyle, Bernie Federle, they were all over the place.
Take her back to the pits for fuel, and we'll have to do something with the clutch.
Why? We'll just pull it up and back up, back up.
He says he doesn't want to do that. He's afraid of the clutch. What do you want to do? You want to try it or not?
We'll never get the other run. Put fuel in it, start it, let's go. I want to make this session.
Yes, we're going to make this session. They're giving us enough time to do it right. Anything else would be suicide.
You need to make the burnout about 10 feet long. That's what I put fuel in it for. Don't even worry about crossing the starting line. Just smoke the tires, stop, and back up. You guys ready?
And the issue was here that Austin Coyle wanted to put more fuel in the car. He felt there was not enough fuel in the car to get to the finish line properly, and the problem was they had to take it back to the pits to do that. John wanted just to fire it up, roll it up there, and make the pass, but Austin says, no, we can't do that. We got to go back and put some fuel in it.
In here, don't get run over. So just stay calm. Plenty of fuel.
Well, Austin Coyle told him a very short burnout. So John's at the line, ready to do her again.
So John backed her up pretty fast there, and they got after him a little bit. John was a little bit excited before the run. And the affect him on the racetrack, though, did it?
Not at all. That 4:12 with a 7 turned out to be the second quickest run of the session. And, you know, when you have drama like that, the crowd loves it. After the run, John Force came back, talked with Rick Stewart, the official starter, and found out it was just a malfunction of the light. Everybody was good. Let's go to Gary.
Austin, tell us about that situation. When the routine is disrupted, how critical does that situation become?
Well, pretty much, because, you know, that put a lot of extra heat in the clutch. It no doubt made the clutch slip more than we had intended. And so instead of it stepping up a little, it run about the same. Well, that's the breaks of the game.
Are you satisfied with the 12?
Well, I wanted to move up a couple of spots.
No, that's great. And that got everybody ready. That's what a great team does. Comes right back. John Force pit warming up. Fourth session is coming. Maybe Austin Coyle will now get that other spot that he wants. It's Nitro qualifying, fourth and final session coming up. And we welcome you back to Route 66 Raceway, Chicagoland. This is the track where the records fall. Take you back 2001. Look at Del Worsham. The whole body blows off the top of the car. That was a moment to remember.
And then how about Tom Hammonds at qualifying? He gets that Pro Stocker on his lid, slides around, and takes a big hit into the wall, but Tom was A-OK.
This was the moment. My man, Mike Dunn. He comes ripping out of there. 3:30, buddy.
What a great weekend. We left there with a national record. Kenny Bernstein actually ran faster that weekend, but he wasn't able to back it up, so we left with the national record in that Yankees Top Fuel dragster.
My man, 3:30 Mike, right here with me now. We can talk about records. First of all, we welcome you. Thanks for watching us today, and don't forget, 4 o'clock Sunday afternoon. That is when we come on the air with final eliminations. And let's talk records. What does it take to run a national record? Well, the car's got to be dead perfect. The tune-up on it, absolute. The driver totally on his game, totally on the tree, totally down the track. You do all those things, there's still one other problem. It's called weather.
That's right, and we're going to have different weather conditions from last week. What a difference a week makes. Remember in Topeka, it was over 90 degrees. The track was greasy. Hardly anybody could get down the racetrack in Saturday qualifying. Should not be the case here in Joliet because it's cool. They're talking about highs in the low 70s, overcast, chance of rain. We're hoping that stays away, but with that chance of rain, we have those overcast conditions to keep the track cool, keep it tight, so we should see some great runs today.
And this was just a little bit earlier. Pro Stock Motorcycle, Bailey Whitaker, his third ever NHRA race Pro Stock motorcycle. Brand new paint job, but boy, he tried to scrape it off.
This run was as wild as that paint job as he was hanging on at the other end. Obviously, he had to get out of the throttle before the finish line, but I'll tell you what, that was something to watch.
California Surf Dude, that's what he is. So Pro Stock Motorcycle, the fourth session, and we're underway. Jim Underdahl and Katie Sullivan just graduated high school Thursday. Well, Jim was trying to get in. Katie was solid in at 14th. He runs a 7:19 with a 4, and that will not do it. But Katie is in at 14.
Both spots a 7:16 with an 8. Taking a look at it right side of your screen. Katie made a good run in the previous session, a 7:11. Actually went as quick as a 7:10 yesterday, but that time did not carry over because it was not one of the 12 quickest. So she came back, ran a 7:11 in the previous session. But this run, boy, she was just hanging on, trying to keep that thing in the middle of the groove. It got outside, lost a lot of elapsed time, but she's going to hope that that 7:11 should keep her in.
Nice piece of riding. Let's go to Gary Gerald.
With Bailey Whitaker, who unfortunately did not make the field, but he's still got a story to tell. I heard that you got hit by lightning. Is this true?
Yeah, that's correct. We was in St. Louis on Saturday night. They had the storm come through after we qualified. And then eliminations were Sunday. It got struck by lightning. We thought it was a spider bite, and it ended up being lightning, and my fillings came out my finger.
Where in your finger? Show me.
On the left finger right here.
Oh, my goodness.
Row.
This is bizarre stuff, huh?
That's correct, it is. But you know what? We're still in the show. We're all clear to go, and we'll hit it next round in Allentown.
Allentown. All right. Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
Well, he better make a right turn when he gets to Allentown if he wants to make it to Englishtown.
Well, Mike Barry and Riddell Harris. Harris was trying to get in. He moved it up, but not good enough to get into the field. Wesley Wells is the bump, a 7:16 with an 8 right now. There are the standings for you. Look at that. The rookie Doug Horn. He's sitting there as #1, and this field is set.
And how about the bottom 8? Eddie Krawiec, after adding 20 pounds to the Harley, can't even get in the top half. He's in your number 9 spot, hoping to move up. And there you see Wesley Wells on the bump with that 7:16 elapsed time.
So now they'll try to move around their positions because we know who the 16 are that are going to come to the line. And up now is Mike Phillips.
Logged it off the line.
Joe DeSantis was who have been in the other lane, but he's in at 11th and feels good about it. Phillips 15th. He didn't feel that strong, but he also didn't change anything. He still is 15th. A little bit earlier today, we thought, what a neat comparison. 18-year-old, that's Sullivan, and Chris Karamessinis. Over 80, we have no idea.
Keep going.
Yeah. Now, Gary Gerald has Katie Sullivan.
Well, how cool was it for this young 18-year-old high school graduate as of last Thursday to spend a little time with 80-year-old Chris Karamessinis?
Oh, that was a really cool experience, and he gave me some great advice. I was totally psyched to be over there with him.
What has this week been like with graduation on Thursday on the other side of the country, basically?
It's been pretty crazy. I mean, I was running around doing stuff for graduation, and in between doing stuff for graduation, I'm running around doing stuff to get ready to go racing, but this is my home. This is where I want to be, so we made it happen.
And she has qualified for her very first NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle race. Wish you well.
Thank you.
Yeah, and 2 days after I graduated from high school here on the North Shore, I was out caddying at Lakeshore Country Club.
You're such an elitist.
Make good money, man. Good money. Craig Treble and Matt Gadara.
Remember, in qualifying, you can get a double red. Both riders left before the green light come on. In eliminations, the first one that would leave before the green light came on would be the disqualified rider.
Well, Craig Treble stayed in 7th, but for Matt Gadara, it was worth coming out. He moved from 13th up to 10th. Matter of fact, you know, you talk about sportsmanship, Steve Johnson helping Craig Treble get that bike started. That's pretty cool.
Would he done that if it was a Harley?
Hey. That's one of the stories
I'm not trying to start anything there.
We're going to be talking about, because the Harleys have added 20 pounds of weight by edict of the NHRA since we last saw them race, and they're not happy.
Well, some of the Suzuki guys say that's not enough.
Yeah, that's the point. While they're
Nobody's
not happy,
happy.
Everybody else thinking, maybe some more. So Steve Johnson, 10th in the points. We sit here at the halfway point in the season. Hi, Steve. How you looking? Been racing pro stock motorcycles since '87. Sean Gann, another new paint job there. Wow, it's bright. Bailey Whitaker is his teammate. That's why the bikes look very similar.
Good 60 foots by both riders.
Well, both are in. Johnson in the top half of the field, Gann in 11th, and that's where they're going to stay, 6th and 11th. With the sun going in and out right now, it's warming that track up. We talked about this. Steve Johnson sits in 10th in the points right now, just past the halfway point in the season to when they reset all these points. Look how close that is.
Yeah, 8th, 9th, and 10th, basically a tie. Remember, 20 points per round. That means from 8th through 12th are within 3 rounds of racing.
So Pro Stock Motorcycle in their 4th and final session, and when we come back, we'll have a chance to talk with John Force. That's going to be good.
Is it round?
No.
Is it an egg?
No.
Can you eat it?
No.
Is it round?
Are you serious?
That's 20, guys. All right, Mike. I'm thinking of something.
Is it small?
Yes.
Is it a brake caliper piston actuating screw?
Yes.
Of course it is.
If I had car part logos on me, I'd know that.
Nobody knows parts like Napa, and we've been proving it for over 80 years. Napa, get the good stuff. Papa's in the house.
Papa John's announces 2 great classics, the meats with 5 real meats, or the Tuscan 6 cheese with 6 different cheeses. Your choice, only $10.99. 5 meats or 6 cheeses, only $10.99 for a large.
Need a better way to soothe your shave? Relieve irritation and replenish your skin with Post-Shave Balm from Nivea for Men. What men want.
This season, Ace can help you keep your lawn and garden looking great with expert advice to save you time and money. Buy Spectracide Weed and Grass Killer Concentrate for $17.99 and get an $8 rebate. Hurry into Ace, the helpful place.
If you think all batteries are the same, consider this. A lost child, a Brickhouse child locator. And the only battery Brickhouse trusts is Duracell. Trusted everywhere.
Well, here we go with the first of the Vance and Hines Screaming Eagles up on the line, along with Matt Smith. Eddie Krawiec carrying an extra 20 pounds now, trying to get into the top half of the fields. Matt Smith is already there.
7 flat with a 5 that Eddie Krawiec is going to have to run quicker than to make it in that top half.
And like Mike said,
got a good 60 foot though.
Don't worry about that red light. Matt Smith, he got off of it right away. Quickest run of the session, a 7:01 with a 189 miles an hour, and it doesn't change a thing. He stays 9th.
Well, it improved his time, but not his position. It's just a little bit tough out there. Angie McBride, fiance to Matt Smith, has been helping us this weekend too, keeping the camera lens clean from all that rubber down there on the starting line.
And got to go over there to that very fancy high-tech camera and gets out the spray bottle and the rag. Make sure the lens is clean. Thanks, Angie. There you go. There's a shot. I'm ready. All right, Gary Gerald at the top end.
Steve Johnson, this weekend, the 20 pounds has been added for the first time to the Screaming Eagles as Eddie Krawiec has just pulled up alongside you. As a Suzuki rider, how welcome was that news in your camp?
I think they ought to put 200 pounds on them. Those guys have won the championship forever, but NHRA has the hardest job in the world, and it's frustrating for me because Byron's built my engines for a long time, and even though it's another guy,
that's a 200-pound gorilla, right?
Yeah. Even though Byron's on the other team, you know, he's got a lot of parity, and to get penalized for building a fast motorcycle, it's frustrating. But it's frustrating for us too. So it's one of those deals that there's not a perfect answer. I mean, at the end of the day, the fans are going to see a great race. That's what's important. Whether or not they're really close to the finish line, that's what NHRA's job to do is. So I got to sit back and kind of wonder on what's going on. And if I need to switch to a Buell, then I need to switch to a Buell. But right now I'm going to run the Suzuki, and hopefully the best will be wherever the weight. All I know is I can't eat. I still can't eat. Change the rules so I can eat.
Always on a diet. Steve Johnson.
Well, did you see David Hope? He got dangerously close to that wall, kept trying to lean away from it. He was alongside Karen Stouffer. Let's look at this one again, Mike.
Left side of your screen, the back end just washes out big time as soon as he lets the clutch out, and he knew he had to get out of it. He tried one more time, just kind of get back, roll back into the throttle, but that was pretty much done as soon as he let that clutch out.
Karen Stouffer, well, she matches her best start of the year. She was 3rd in Gainesville, and she's 3rd right now.
And David Hope's 8th. That's a pretty good position for him too.
Let's go to Dave Reef.
Now back in the pits, you know, we've seen J.R. Todd out on the full throttle circuit this year, but it's in street clothes. Now he's in the Mach 1 Global Services colors, driving the car for David Baca. Describe, if you can, what the last 7 months of your life was like since you made a pass in a top fuel car.
Did you say 7 months? Because it seems like it's been about 7 years, you know. Sitting at home watching you guys on TV, it's entertaining enough, but it drives me nuts not being out here in a driving suit. But I'm glad that I can be out here this weekend representing Mach 1 Global Service and help out David Baca, and gets me back in the seat, shakes the rust off, keeps my license current, and hopefully get some awareness that I'm working on a deal to get back out here to take to a team, and need somebody to step up out there back in TV land, hopefully, and finish out the year and get ready for 2010 with a different team out here.
Great to see you. 6 wins. At least one for the last 3 years. We got to get him in the winner's circle tomorrow. He's going to try.
Quickest run of the session, 7:008 for Andrew Hines, but it's not going to change change anything. Doug Horn is number one. What a fabulous rookie this kid's turning out to be. 21 years old, started racing in the All Harley Series in 06, and he is just looking so very good.
Well, we got one more bike that can take away that number spot. That would be Hector Arana, but it doesn't look like the conditions are there for Hector to be able to do it. Made a very nice run yesterday. That's 695, good enough for the number 2 spot. You see the track temperature there. The track temperature is not the problem. I think it's just the moisture in the air. The Pro Stock motorcycles just can't make the horsepower that they were making yesterday because we had very dry air.
So here is Hector, who on occasion can really surprise everybody. He's been riding very well. He fouled last year in racing, though, 9 different times. This year already twice, and whatever they were looking at, apparently now they think is good. Hector is second, trying to get around Doug Horn.
Well, 693 is number 1 spot for Doug, and the best we've seen thus far is this session, a 7 flat.
Well, you see the shadows. That means the sun. And Mike, you're right. Nobody's been able to get above that 7 flat. And Arana will stay in second. So Gary Gerould, number 1 for Doug Horn.
He becomes the 30th in NHRA Pro Stock motorcycle history to be a number 1 qualifier. I'm sure for a rookie coming into this class, that's got to have some very special satisfaction for you.
It really does, Gary. Coming into this whole thing, I probably thought I'd be a mid to low qualifier, but we got it together so far, and Bob Tapta gave me a good bike right out of the trailer and ran that good pass. So I'm really stoked for this weekend.
I had a feeling that you weren't real happy with the 08 on this last round.
Nah, not so happy, but we'll get it together for tomorrow.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gary.
Let's look at the Lucas Oil Ladder for Pro Stock Motorcycle on the air, 4 o'clock on Sunday afternoon. Doug Horn sits there, number 1. Eddie Krawiec. That's the first time he's been in the bottom half of the field in almost a year, since Englishtown last year.
Wow, and on the other side of the ladder, you're going to see Craig Treble and Matt Gadara. That's a good matchup right there. And then the ladies, Karen Stover going up against 18-year-old Katie Sullivan.
Living the dream. How cool is that? And speaking of the other end of that spectrum, he just turned 60. There he is, John Force. John, you're looking good. Had an interesting time today, didn't you?
Yeah, it got a little tricky. Hey, Paul, why we got it? The other day on the Race Reporter show with Michael Knight.
Oh, stop with that.
No, I want to apologize to you and John Asher for being all wound up and not...
Hey, you know what? We got to do our sponsors, John. You know how you're always putting your plugs in? Our turn, buddy. We'll talk to you in just a minute. Thanks for sticking with us. Put the smile up, John. We're coming right back.
I guess I always thought Chris would go to...
Start it. Be right back.
I'll tell you what. You give John 3 seconds without an interview, he's going to go do something else. That's what he's done to us. So we'll watch him as he climbs in. Austin Coyle said, hey, get in here, get this car warmed up.
Heck, I'll go warm the car up and he can keep doing TV.
That'd be a good thing. That would be fun. Pro Stock is out on the line. Ryan Andreyko and Ricky Jones as we look at the order right now with Mike Edwards sitting number 1 and Roger Brogdon at the bottom of the top 8.
Bottom 8, you see Johnny Gray in that number 9 spot all the way down to Ronnie Humphrey on the bump spot with a 667.1.
And not qualified includes Larry Morgan, his first DNQ of the year, and V. Gaines not in.
Most of those drivers already made their run, not going to qualify. They will not be racing tomorrow. It's a bit of a surprise, especially for Larry Morgan.
So here we go. Andreyko and Jones. Andreyko, first race in Chicago, first career race. Both looking to improve. Did you see how young those faces look, Mike? Jones a 664 with a 6. Andreyko 670 with a 2. And you know what? Jones moves up 5 spots.
I'll tell you, that was a great run. I mean, when Ricky let the clutch out, I mean, that thing was gone. 972 60 foot. Ryan was right there at 980. But I'll tell you, Ricky with that horsepower, I mean, he hit all the gears just perfect. Make a very nice run, I believe, for these conditions.
I'd be taking that car in for warranty, though, to see the dashboard flexing. Hey, tomorrow, the United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals. NHRA Race Day will be on the air at 11 in the morning, presented by Lucas Oil. And then at 4 o'clock, it will be the finals. Now, what would be a reason to watch that? Well, that guy right there, he might be one of them. John? Hey, John.
Right in the middle of an 2-year-old. Man, it's like having a wife. This guy.
Hey, it's like growing up with Big Jim, let me tell you. Get used to it.
Tomorrow, let me tell you something. You know what was really cool? With the phones on, I can listen to all the pro stock and all the stuff that's going out there. Don't you worry about Larry Morgan. He signed with Ford for next year. He'll be back in pro stock. He'll be one of the great ones. All I'm saying is it's exciting to hear from this end. Keeps your energy up. What was the question?
Hell, we forgot.
Because it's the greatest show on earth. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, it was P.T. Barnum, it was the elephants and the lions, but you got it all out here, and a whole bunch of crazy men and women run around here trying to do what we do. But yeah, you got to see it tomorrow. The weather's going to be great here in Chicago, and everybody that's anybody's here. It's great.
That's absolutely amazing. You not only promote the show, you get the Ford promo in there as well. All right, it's Jason Line and Ron Krischer. Stay with us, John. Don't be wandering away and getting chewed on.
Well, you got your number 15 qualifier here with Ron Krischer. Jason Line, your number 12 qualifier. A little bit of a surprise that both of these cars are in the bottom half of the field. Ron Krischer running that Mike Edwards horsepower. We know about the big horsepower that program's been making, and Jason Line's never been much of a slouch, but obviously they had some problems last night in the Friday session. Jason wasn't even able to get the car down the lines when he let the clutch out. It went sideways, so that's a big reason why he is in the bottom half right now.
Jason Line looking for improvement. Quickest run of the session comes up. The 664 with a 2 only moves him to 10th, so Jason Line will start in the bottom half for the first time this year. Krischer 15th. All right, John Forrest, we've been kind of working around getting to this. Tell us, what happened earlier on the line? What was it all about?
I just telling Coyle Pro Stock just ran the quickest run of the day out there, so we know it's out there that we can go for this low ET because we're sounding a show right now. What was the question?
What happened earlier to you?
Oh, hey, you ever seen a hockey game when a puck hits somebody in the head, or you ever seen a fumble on a football field when everything goes chaos? Well, that's what we had out there. Tasca got out the other end. He apologized at Forrest. I couldn't hold her on the start line. He put both lights on. Stewart's looking around, thought he didn't put the pump down, and something took. I don't know what went on out there, and I kept going forward, it wouldn't put the lights on. Next thing I knew, Tasca, he took off, and I said, ain't no way I'm going for this. I got my shot. I didn't do anything wrong, and I backed up, and Coyle said, that's it. He's screaming, and he made the call. I said, fire it up again and run it. We got a shot here to run a number, and he said, no, we got to put fuel in it and the clutch, but we passed on the clutch. There wasn't time. It wasn't fair to the other racers if we came back out here and ran low ET 40 minutes later. We whipped her back in the pits. I never got out of the fire suit, came back out, and we ran, and I still don't know what took place, but it wasn't me.
Well, at least you got the run in. You got one more to go. And, John, we've held you long enough. You're beginning to pass.
Yeah, and whatever took place up there, Rick Stewart, that job don't pay enough. That's a dirty job, and he's the smartest guy out there. And if it had anything to do with him, and I don't think it did, it was just what went on with 2 race cars. It happens. Tasca, we move on, and we go out there and try to run again here in just a bit.
All right, John, do good with it. Thank you, buddy. All right, Humphreys and Beckley. Dave Beckley, he runs a 665 with a 3. Won't change. Well, it will. It'll actually move him up 1 slot to 13. Earlier, John was talking football and playing. You know, there is a whole show to just following John for a whole day. High school quarterback, but I don't think he ever won, did he?
I don't believe so. He didn't win much in the beginning of his funny car career either.
That's true. Johnny Gray and Greg Stanfield. Look at Gray there now. Mike, just give me an idea. Name a category. We'll see if Gray has run it, because he sure got a long, long portfolio.
Fuel funny car.
Yeah.
Comp.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Super gas.
No.
Finally got one. He drew about everything else, so has
Yeah, he sure as well as the devil has. Well, Stanfield was 7th. Gray was 9th. Gray trying to move into the top half of the field. 6:64 with the 3. And the 6:63 with a 6. That's the quickest run of the session, but it doesn't change anything. Stanfield remains 7th. Gray 9th. We've been showing you some exciting moments here. We want to take you back to 2002. Greg Anderson, Pro Stock.
Greg Anderson, I remember this one, lost a soft plug, which holds the water in the block underneath the tire. And boy, that thing slid on his roof for quite a ways.
And you know what? He qualified the next day with that car. Is that unbelievable or what? Greg Anderson, just one of the great moments here in Chicago. We'll be back. You call it cool, we call it the NHRA Full Throttle Drag Racing Series, the United Association, Route 66 Nationals, Pro Stock, Warren Johnson, and Roger Brogdon. These guys are both in the top half of the field, trying to get a little further up. The quickest run of the session there for Roger Brogdon. Warren Johnson runs a 6:63 with a 6 to a 6:63 with a 4. They stay 6th and 8th. Gary Gerould has Ryan Ondrejko.
Well, Ryan Ondrejko with a great opportunity, the first of about a half dozen rides in Jim Yates' Wiley X machine, and making the field this first time around in such a competitive field. What kind of satisfactions has that given you, young man?
Oh, this is just a dream come true. I'm having so much fun out here. This Wiley X sunglass machine is just going right down through there, straight as an arrow, and it's making me look better than I am.
Nervous?
A little bit. You know, your first time's always a little nerve-wracking.
Well, we'll see how it plays out on the eliminations tomorrow. Good job.
Thank you very much.
I like that kid. He's honest.
Yeah, he is. Roy Johnson, Alan Johnson in the car, and there's Kurt Johnson on the other side. Last year versus this year at the halfway point. That's through 9 races to the end of the regular season.
Two guys that stocked way down. B. Gaines and Kurt Johnson dropped 7 positions from this time last year.
And at least Kurt's out here. B. Gaines not even in this field. Johnson stalls at the line. KJ will take it on through. Alan Johnson, the winner a week ago at Topeka, and KJ runs a 6:62 with a 7. That is now the quickest of the session. Wonder what happened there. That's what Roy's thinking too.
Had a good 60-foot time. Alan was 9:73, and then probably when he went to pull into second gear, something happened.
Well, guess who is back? Hot Rod Fuller. Dave Reef has him.
You bet. Driving Bob Vandergrift's car. You see the patent colors, cat colors that we've gotten used to seeing this guy in. A championship contender just a couple of years ago, but beating the streets, beating the pavement, and finally he scratched something up besides some long hair that you got going on there. How's it feel to be back?
A couple years ago, heck, the last race I was at, I was in the finals, or the last 2.
Well, but that was the championship a couple years ago.
Yeah, you're right. No, it's just great to be back, and especially to be back in familiar colors. We got Pat and Cat on board this week, and hopefully a lot more to come. We're trying to go from Norwalk on for the rest of the season, but it all takes all these local cat dealers across the country to make this thing happen.
You think you got a shot of making this top 10 yet?
Oh, definitely. I think we got a great shot at winning this race. We made 3 solid runs already, and we're going to tune it up and try to make a good run tonight. But, you know, the way I look at it, 3 of the last 4 years I've been in the final here. This is my track, and it's time to do it.
Hey, Mike and Paul, Gary talked about the top of the show about this car being built specifically for Hot Rod. Well, if you look down inside of this driver's cockpit, this is the smallest one they've ever built. Bob couldn't even get into this car if he wanted.
Yeah, what's going on there with the hair, Dave Reeve?
It's awful long. I'm not sure. What's that all about? The hair?
Oh, I did. You want?
It's long.
I said I wasn't gonna cut my hair until I got a sponsor.
All right, Bob Vandergrift, of course, putting that whole thing together there, trying to help Hot Rod out. They're great friends. Here's Jag Coughlin and Greg Anderson. Anderson never won here at any Chicago race. 2 poles here, though. Jag Coughlin, #1 qualifier last year.
62.4, 207.88.
Again, they upped the ante. Quickest run of the session, the 661.
Real nice down low. I don't know if I caught low just a hair early or if it just was a little soft, just one or the other. So keep at it.
On board with Jed Coughlin, good 60-foot times. We've been seeing a number, and most of the cars are running similar times to what they did in the previous session. So they're going to go back and look at that information and probably like what they've seen, because I think most of the teams are hitting it pretty good.
Oh, there must be something going on. I see paper flying over in Stat Central. Stat guy, what do you got?
Well, if you look behind me, you might actually see John Force. But we're talking about Greg Anderson. He qualified for his 150th consecutive race. Now, the all-time leader in Pro Stock is his former boss, Warren Johnson, who qualified for 303 races. Doing the math, that would take Greg Anderson over 6.4 seasons to catch WJ. Now, Mike and Paul, I think he's capable of that if he keeps racing for that many years. And Mike, what was your longest qualifying streak?
I never kept track of that. I knew how many times I didn't qualify, I think, because those hurt.
Yeah, don't let John Force come over to this table. I think he's looking for us.
Uh-oh. We must have said something wrong.
Yeah. Mike Edwards will be coming up. It'll be a solo pass, and he's the last run. Boy, this guy has been absolutely amazing. He's looking for 3 number ones in a row.
Well, the key thing here was yesterday, I watched him in the first session, and he left the starting line, had a mediocre 60-foot. The car made a complete left turn. He reeled it in, had a bad 330-foot time, and then the 661 comes up on the board near the top of the session. I thought, my God, this guy has really got something here to make that bad of a run, and he was like number 2 after the first session. Well, obviously he got it together, because the next 2 sessions, I mean, he's been 2 to 300s quicker than the next closest guy. He's been making perfect runs, and that's why he's your number 1 qualifier right now with that great 6:58 elapsed time from session number 2 last evening.
He doesn't need the run. He's number 1, his 12th of his career, and 3 in a row. But you know what? He comes out and just does the quickest run of the session just to intimidate the daylights out of the rest of the field.
And the thing you got to remember, his fastest speed was in that first session when he made a lousy run. He went 210. He hasn't ran that fast since then, but he's ran quicker because he's been nailing the setup. That car is unbelievable right now.
The Lucas Oil Ladder now in Pro Stock. Looking ahead to our telecast at 4 o'clock on Sunday. And there is the first half of the field lined up.
Well, I like that matchup between Greg Stanfield and Jason Line. Jason Line not having lane choice. And then how about the old and the young? Warren Johnson, the old man, against the kid, Ricky Jones.
Well, so Pro Stock is complete. We'll be talking with Jed Coughlin and Greg Anderson when we come back. And also, yeah, look who's in the booth. We're in trouble. Wow. We'll find out what we've done wrong now. I get the back of my head hit.
Wasn't me.
Mike did it. Well, we welcome you back to Chicago. Take you back to 2004 as we show you the moments.
Side-by-side runs in the 440 range. It was Tony Schumacher over David Grubnick. Look at the numbers there. What a great race.
Oh, this track produces some of the great ones. J.R. Todd on the line now, trying to improve from 13th. Good to have him back. John Force, by the way, came in because he had explained the story, but he needed another 30 minutes to try and put an actual period on it. Didn't work.
Didn't work for you?
Didn't work. He's still talking outside the truck. Yeah, we just threw him. We threw him out the door. Go talk to the door, John. He's cool. So J.R. Todd, his first race of this season, Dave Baca's car. Conditions are a little questionable, but he improves. A 394 with a 7. Improves on his time, but keeps him in 13th. The standings right now in Top Fuel. Here's the order for you. And Tron Brown sits up there at the top, followed by Tony Schumacher. And down at the bottom half of the top of the field is Corey McClenathan.
Then the bottom 8, look at some big names there. Doug Coletta, Brandon Bernstein, JR just made his run. Luigi Novelli's on the bump with a 409.
And those not in the field, Cullinan, Zizzo, and Chris Karamessinis. And Tim's coming up right now. Last guy that can get into the field. Let's go to Gary Gerould.
At the top end with the number 2 and number 3 qualifiers in pro stock competition, Jake Coughlin, the number 3 spot, Greg Anderson in the number 2. But Jake, you've got a lot of duties going this weekend because the Jegs All-Star Sportsman competition is also taking place. Is it detracted all from your focus on the racetrack?
No, I don't think so. You know, the All-Star event, the Jegs All-Star event's a really neat sportsman event for the best of the best in sportsman racing. It happens once a year right here in Chicago, and it's a race we've been a part of in the past, and we've had our name on it now 7 years, and really enjoy the family atmosphere, and the competition is fierce. So, but no, it doesn't deter me a whole lot. You know, when I hop in the yellow and black Chevy Cobalt here, you know, I feel spectacular. My dad, Jeg Sr., and Roy Simmons, Victor Cagnazzi, the whole operation's been doing a great job trying to get a little more finesse out of this car, a little more efficiency that we've been struggling with the last couple of weeks. So, you know, I got some new Oakley Pit Boss shades on here, so I feel like I need to run the table, so we'll see what happens.
All right, let's get a word quickly with Greg Anderson. Greg, your car's been coming around, it seems like, in the last couple of weeks. But again, Mike Edwards in that number 1 qualifying spot and throwing down a solid 59 in this final session. How much intimidation factor is there now? Because he's showing some kind of a horsepower dominance.
Oh, he absolutely is. And I can remember those days. And there's no question. It gets in your mind, and that's a big part of this gig out here. You got confidence, and you make the other teams do things they shouldn't do because making big swings. They got to swing for the fence to try to catch them. And that's probably where we got to be careful. We got to be careful with this Summit Pontiac over here. It's making good runs. They're not as fast as Mike Edwards, but you know what? You still got to race them on the racetrack. Anything can happen out here. It can still come down to that Christmas tree. So I've struggled a little bit with that this year, but I feel I'm getting groove back, and maybe we can give him a run tomorrow. So far, we've just been kind of supporting Cass to Mike. He's doing a great job, and he earns everything he's got. So I'm proud of him, but it's time for me to make a move.
Thanks.
You bet, Care.
Tim Cullinan was trying to make it into the field. He didn't do it. The field is now set in Top Fuel. They'll go for positions. Let's go to Dave Reed.
At the top of the show, we told you about Ron Capps' stats. 4 wins, 2 number 1s, season-long point leader. Very comfortable with the season. Not so much here at Route 66 this weekend. What's up?
Good question. It's been interesting. Here we are in the staging lanes, and the sun's coming out now, but we're 14th, and we're not very solid in the show. We would test a few things, but this is also a track that it pulled the tires loose last night, both runs, where just you wouldn't think it would. It's a great track and usually holds everything you throw at it. So a little bit nervous, but it's funny because I feel okay with it. When we're 14th, I know we're going to run better. I at least think we will. But you know, you always get these butterflies. It's as good as you think you can do, and as good as your confidence level can be, you still get the butterflies.
Last time he was 14th, got beat first round, but he did win the Winter Nationals from the number 13 spot. So anything is possible.
Two-time winner here, Doug Coletta, was number 1 qualifier here 10 years ago. Trying to move up in the field, doesn't do it. It's Scott Coletta's son there. Corey. In fact, both the boys are here this weekend, watching both Coletta cars and the crew go to work.
Yeah, Corey out there lining the car up for Doug and getting him right in those tracks. Just be able to make that run. Doug was able to step up a little bit on elapsed time, but like you said, no better in position.
Well, here comes Joe Hartley, who's 15th, and 10th place Troy Buff. Now, on the line with us right now is Tim Wilkerson. Hi, Tim. The headquarters just down the road in Springfield. And you're getting your son involved now.
Well, we're having a little bit of family fun there, and he's just trying to get his feet wet. Hopefully we can get a deal and get out here and maybe mix it up with him at the end of the year and help me out a little bit. I didn't get much help at the end of last year. Everybody was fighting amongst themselves and cruised by me there, so I need to try to figure out a way to quit that.
But you know, Daniel's been doing a great job since he started driving that alcohol funny car, and he's moved into fuel and made some runs last year, and he looked awfully good in Topeka. I mean, hey, he out-qualified you. How'd that happen?
Yeah, well, that's last year's car. That's a good car, and I just put my basic tune-up in that deal, and we had a car that could do some looking good there, and there's no doubt about that. And Dan, he's a good kid, and Dick Levi from LRS, he let us run that car there, and then we have to thank him for that. But hey, it was a good weekend for all of us, and now we're concentrating on coming to Joliet and maybe mixing it up. I need to go past the semis. I'm winless yet this year, and it's starting to aggravate me a little bit.
Well, at least you're at the track, Tim Wilkerson, where you won your first race, 1999, and then beat John Force. Thanks for the time with us. See you on NHRA Race Day tomorrow morning at 11.
Thank you, guys.
Dan, right?
Yes, thank you.
All right. So here is Troy Buff and Joe Hartley. Field is set. Just trying to improve. Both get down there. Buff a 4 flat, Hartley a 4 flat. Well, there was a 0.005 difference. But it doesn't change Buff. It does change Joe Hartley. He moved up 1 position.
Now let's take a look at some Friday action. Joe Hartley here on the launch, going to wrinkle the big Goodyears as he wads it up, trying to get that wheel speed control to make a good run down the racetrack. Stay with us. We got some more Top Fuel and Funny Car qualifying here in Joliet.
Nanomolecular what? A force field that prevents sludge.
Tired of the claims? Get a guarantee. Only Valvoline guarantees your engine up to 300,000 miles. Get Valvoline. Get guaranteed.
E3 Diamond Fire spark plugs are the most powerful spark plugs you can buy. They deliver a more complete fuel burn, more power, better economy, and reduced emissions. E3 Diamond Fire spark plugs at auto parts and lawn and garden stores everywhere.
We compared a $5 Pizzone to a $5 sub.
Pizzone hot, turkey not.
Forget subs. The pepperoni Pizzone is $5 with over a pound of pizza deliciousness. 3 recipes starting at $5. Now you're eating America's favorite pizza, Pizza Hut.
Why are you in my yard?
Why are you in your yard? There's all sorts of super destinations. You could go to a jazz festival, stock car racing, ride a donkey in a canyon. You just gotta go. I got free Wi-Fi.
Billy Mays here for ESPN360.com, the revolutionary tool for watching sports. It's the live sports you want wherever you are. The secret is in the internet connection. Live sports travel on this wire to the back of your desktop.
Live sports at work? That's much better than work at work.
Wherever you go, live sports surrounds you.
Now my job is way less soul-crushing.
Log on to ESPN360.com.
Running is hard, but walking, that's easy. Now you can walk and burn up to twice the calories in less time with the Bowflex Tread Climber machine. With its 3-in-1 technology, you get the aerobic workout of a treadmill, the climbing resistance of a stair stepper, and the smooth, low-impact movement of an elliptical all at once, so you burn more calories in less time. The secret is in the dual treadles. They're so efficient they burn up to 2 times more calories than a treadmill at the same speed. You'd have to run 6 miles an hour on a treadmill to burn the same calories you would walking on a tread climber machine for just 30 minutes. Now you can get the sculpted body you want in half the time. That's our guarantee, or your money back. Call or go online now to take advantage of our new low price and save $300 on a Bowflex Tread Climber machine. Get in shape for less with our lowest price ever, but you've got to act now. Call or go online to buytc.com to get your free DVD and find out how you can save $300. Get your free no obligation DVD today.
I'm gonna drive it like I stole it. I'm gonna leave it all behind. All the mistakes and my heartbreaks won't even cross my mind. I'm gonna grab the wind and fly. Drive it like I stole it.
Well, Krista Marie, you want to know more? Check out KristaMarie.net. Even get a ringtone of our theme song of the year. We are in Chicago. I'm Paul Page. Mike Dunn sitting right next to me. Gary Gerald, Dave Reef. They're all over the place covering the pits for us. At the United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals, part of the Full Throttle Drag Racing Series. Clay Millican, Terry Haddock, trying to improve on position. Haddock is 15th. Millican is 9th. Millican takes her all the way at 385 with a 4, and that moves him not just from 9th, career best elapsed time, all the way to 3rd. Does that predict anything, Mike?
How about that? I'll tell you, crew chief Lance Larson's been talking about getting the car to move early. They have not been able to get good 60-foot and good 330-foot time. Well, let me tell you, on that run, they did it. They were 8:38 and 60 feet, 2:14 at the 330, went almost 273 miles per hour. The 8th, very nice run for Clay Millican and that entire team.
And the top fuel points as they stand looking again at 10th place, which is Joe Hartley right now. And here we've got a little more spread than we've seen elsewhere.
Yeah, Clay Millican just over 2 rounds out of that 10th place spot. But boy, he's starting to make a move. Joe Hartley better watch out, and Doug Coletta also.
It's Corey McLenithan and Spencer Massey trying to get into his 10th race day start. They're on the line now. Let's go to Gary Gerald. He has Clay Millican.
Clay got to the finals at Topeka a week ago. He's now the number 3 qualifier. But maybe most importantly, you are sneaking up on that top 10. And I know that's the goal right now.
You know what? I've just got to tell you. All I've been saying all year long, we got to make this car run to the 330. That's all I've been saying it over and over and over, you know, and it's running to the 330 now. And I knew that it was going to run good because Lance runs good from half track to the finish line. And wow, that's my best 1,000 foot. And we are taking the motivation car up the ladder, and you know what? Went to the final round at Topeka. I don't see why we can't do it again right here in Chicago.
Well,
this is the place of my first race, by the way.
That's right. I remember that. 1998.
1998. How about this year final round? Not just showing up. Final round again, and maybe we get that win light. Keep on rolling, baby.
You betcha.
Take it all the way. Go for the win. Look at that, just idling along there, 2,600 RPM.
The right side of the screen, you see the ignition time in there, 57 degrees on the magnetos there.
Corey trying to get into the top half. Oh, we're getting down the track now. Corey runs a 394 with a 5. Massey a 399 with a 7. And it does not improve either one. They stay 7th and 9th.
Well, let's take a look at the onboard. Obviously, the center one there is the engine RPM. I can't really tell, but usually on the bottom below the engine RPM, that is usually fuel pressure and fuel flow. The 56, the 57, that's usually ignition timing. That's how much the ignition is firing before top dead center. Now watch the engine as he hits the throttle. Super slow. Oh, I love this, man. Up to 8,100 at the hit. That's about normal. 8,000, 8,200. Almost hitting 8,200 right there. 8,180, and then now it's about 8,140. Now, look, it drops right there. They take the timing out to settle the tire down. It goes down to 7,800, 75. They're starting to apply the clutch. It's pulling that engine down as it's accelerating the car down all the way down to 7,300 RPM, and then it'll start coming back up as long as the engine's in good shape. And it didn't go up enough, 7,800, but that's pretty much a run. That was a cool shot.
And so here comes Morgan Lucas and Hot Rod Fuller. The NBA Finals continue on ABC on Sunday night, Game 1. Lakers took the Magic to school. Now Orlando is looking to regroup and steal home court in Game 2. Coverage of Game 2 begins with GMC NBA Countdown, Sunday, 7:30 on ABC. So there is Hot Rod Fuller and Morgan Lucas. Now this is a total setup you're watching right here. Morgan Lucas has got these two set up. That's Mike Wiley and Jenna Jackson. It's supposedly to show her the car, give a little tour of his pit area. Morgan's totally in on it. Now when he puts the steering wheel on, see the white ribbon? That's an engagement ring. Now look, he pulls out his cue card.
Will you make me the happiest man on earth? Will you marry me?
And she says, yeah, that's good. Let's go with the kiss. And Mike, what do you think? Huh? Come on.
I think Morgan's got a cylinder out.
Come on, you got to go there. If you ask your girl to marry you in a Top Fuel dragster
at the drag strip,
yep,
you might.
Well, you
just might. Nah, you're a big time full throttle NHRA drag racing fan.
Yeah, that's like putting your fiance's name on an overpass in Krylon. All right, so the next pair will be Shawn Langdon and Antron Brown. I just love that imagery when you're able to do that. Hey, guess who we have got on the horn now? Chris Karamessinis, the Golden Greek. And Greek, it looks like you're having a lot of fun. 80 years old. You finally admitted it, didn't you?
Well, if that's what you want me to be, that's what I am.
I'm having trouble believing it because you got a full head of fine-looking hair, and I got nothing.
Well, that must be that Greek blood in me.
Hey, Greek, you know, you're considered by a lot of people one of the first ones to run 200 miles per hour. It's kind of a little bit of discrepancy between you and Garlits. What year was that pass at Alton, Illinois that you went over 200?
1962.
You remember who was in the other lane?
Well, truthfully, no.
That was a long time ago, wasn't it?
Could have been, you can name anybody, probably. It's hard to say. I probably was alone.
Well, Greek, it's good seeing you here at your home racetrack. Thanks for joining us, buddy.
All right. You guys have fun up there.
Larry Dixon, Shawn Langdon. Dixon moves up from 4th up to 2nd. Quickest run of the session. Alan Abbey Racing.
Oh, boy, that was a nice run. Jason McCullough liking what he saw there, I got to believe. I mean, that car was running 278 miles per hour at the 8th. Look at the launch there, picking that front end up and just carrying it for a little ways. That's just a classic launch right there, but big time speed in the 8th mile. That's where the elapsed time comes from. Larry had a good 60-foot time, 8:48. Not great, but good. 2:16. He was 200 slower than Clay Millican to the 3:30. But boy, that big speed at the 8th mile. He's running 5 miles an hour faster than Clay Millican. That's why he was able to run quicker on the other end. The finish line at 3:84, slightly quicker than Clay Millican's 3:85.
Well, there you go. You just saw it. The quickest time, Larry Dixon, 3:84 with a 3. Is there anything better than being able to look at the super slow-mo stuff? This is Robert Hyde's car. Look at this thing. As it launches, just everything crinkling up, and then zoom, it's gone. We'll be right back. Well, here he is now, Antron Brown, the #1 qualifier, and Tony Schumacher, the NHRA Full Throttle Series. Dave Reed.
Flashback a couple of 6 days ago, Topeka, Kansas. Imagine the winner's circle when Jason McCullough is there with his father, as both father and son win on the same day. Now, this is something we were just talking about at a special moment.
Well, it is. You know, it's drag racing's got a lot of family in it, and I've been in it my entire life. I've won a lot of races working on his car and him as a driver, but to win on the same day in 2 different categories and have it be the first was pretty special.
What do you think it meant to him?
What's that?
What do you think it meant to your father?
I'm sure he's proud, just as much as I'm proud of him. He's been having a heck of a year, you know, and we're off to a little bit of a slow start, so it gives me a little bit of something to talk about now.
Well, 2 wins, that's not a slow start. Keep it up. Nice job on that #2 pass.
So there is Tony Schumacher, home race on the tour, and you got a glimpse there of the Soldier of the Year for the U.S. Army. Antron goes away. Schumacher, could he do it? A 3:83 with a 6, quickest run of the session. Good enough to get around Dixon, but not get all the way to #1. Antron Brown. 6 poles in his career until he arrived here. Now he has the 7th, and that ties Hot Rod Fuller.
Wow, that was close. Completely different run for Tony Schumacher than what we saw from Larry Dixon. Very aggressive early in the run. If we take a look at Antron Brown's car, Antron was very aggressive also, but then went into tire smoke when they tried to apply the clutch. They were obviously going for it. They've had a pretty good combination on that race car, going down 3 runs out of 4 before that final session. They'll probably be pretty confident going into tomorrow's eliminations.
Here is the Lucas Oil ladder for Top Fuel. Rod Fuller is going to have to take on Corey McLenithan. Nice matchup there. And Shawn Langdon and Brandon Bernstein.
Wow, those are some good matchups. And Morgan Lucas and Doug Coletta, not going to want to miss that one either.
And a little earlier, Dave Reef caught up with that man who is the Soldier of the Year.
Dave, the Soldier of the Year, that's pretty cool. You're a graduated college now, working on a law degree, even got aspirations of being a congressman, I understand. You're a motivated man.
Hey, I'm looking for all kinds of ways to serve.
What'd you think of that thing, by the way?
Oh, this is awesome. It's my first time out of the drag race. There's nothing like being, 20 feet away from one of these hot rods right before they take off.
Your whole family's in this. Sister, brother, currently serving in the Army with you, your grandfather, great-grandfather. What does it mean to you? What does it mean to your family to be Soldier of the Year?
Well, I tell you what, it's a great year to be Soldier of the Year. I joined after my brother went to Afghanistan in 2004. He inspired me. He was my first NCO, my non-commissioned officer. And we joined. We're in the same unit now. Now my sister's in. And I'm extremely proud.
I'll tell you what, let me tell you a great story about this kid. As a 16-year-old Paul, he was 300 pounds, but credits the Army discipline for getting his life together. Congratulations, and thank you for your service.
Air Assault Sergeant David O'Bray from Darien, Illinois. All right. More moments. John Force had a huge moment in 2004.
Fastest speed of his career here at Route 66 Raceway.
Faster at that time than even Top Fuel. When we come back, guess what? John Force, the rest of the funny cars, they're up.
Adaptive friction extinguishers and hypertronic wear resistors? Seriously?
I used one that offered.
The United Association Route 66 Nationals. You want to get a few autographs? Head back into the pits. Good time when you come out to Route 66 or any NHRA event. There's Corey Mack. He's doing a little signing for you. Guess what? It is time for Funny Car. Alanabi Racing, Del Worsham. And in the first race of his career, Justin Schriefer. Let's go to Gary.
Ron Brown, when you have the luxury of being #1 going to the final session, do you get a little bit over-aggressive?
Well, I think Brian and Mark, we had nothing to lose. Once we saw the other cars go, we ended up in the top 3 where we wanted to really be at, like in the top 5. That's all we shoot for. And the Macco team did great. Brian and Mark did up there with a smile. Hauser, my clutch guy, came in like this and squeezed those cheeks tight. And then I took off. The car felt really good off the starting line, and it had a phenomenal 60 foot. So that thing would have made A to B. There's no telling what we ran, like a real low 80, or it could have even been like I think probably like an 80 flat, 81 easily. But hey, that's what you go. You go for it, man. We had that option, and it's been fun here for the Chicago fans and the A&R group that's here supporting us too, transportation. So it was a good day, though. It's still a good day.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you, Gary. All right.
Worsham 419 with an 8. Schriefer 443 with a 9. Worsham gets off that bump spot. Schriefer doesn't make it into the field.
Boy, Del Worsham and that team really needed that run on the bump spot with Jack Beckman coming up behind him, not in the show, so they knew they had to get this down the racetrack and make a decent run. A 419 is a decent run, puts them in the number 11 spot and takes a lot of pressure off.
And it's going to put John Lawson, who is the bump, in jeopardy now with Jack Beckman coming up.
You've seen Justin Schriefer there, his first race. A little bit nervous there, went in there, put on both lights. That's a little bit of a rookie mistake right there. I'm sure he didn't mean to do that on purpose. But Del Worsham, he's a pro. He just went out and did his own deal, put his first light on, pulled the pumps off, stepped on the clutch, went in the stage, and made a nice run.
Well, a little drift over there. But after the finish line, and there's Jack Beckman. He is not in the field. John Lawson over in the other lane. He's on the bump. 429 with the 9. Jack Beckman sits 5th in the points. He didn't make this in. This could be kind of a big impact on him.
I'll tell you, they've really been struggling this week and just not able to get that race car down there. You see Dale Creasy Jr. Good to see him back after an accident up in Canada a while back that had a reverse or drivetrain accident that actually mangled up his leg pretty bad. He's had 11 surgeries on it, and obviously good to see him out here at the racetrack.
Brand new Murph McKinney car there, by the way, for John Lawson. Larson goes away. Is this good enough for Jack Beckman? 4:22 with a 5. Yeah, it's good enough. Going to put him 15th. Takes Lawson out and puts Capps down in 16th.
I think Johnny West, crew chief for Jack Beckman, said we just got to get this thing down the racetrack. We have not been anywhere near where we need to be, and that's exactly what he did. Take a look at John Lawson right there. The car just basically goes right up into tire smoke right at the hit of the throttle. He knew at that point that it was done. He was not going to be able to get in the show, and Jack Beckman streaks away and into the field.
Now Robert Hight still struggling, sits 12th. Ron Capps, worse yet, 16th. Let's go to Dave Reed.
Yeah, tough weekend for a couple of Chicagoland guys. Joliet's own John Lawson driving the car owned by Dale Creasy Jr. And Mike touched on everything that went wrong with the reverse lever and the 11 surgeries. It's great to see you up. It's great to see you walking. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Things are getting better. Our surgeries are done. It's a matter of rehab. I got to work out every day, but it's good for me.
Standard question. You going to drive one of these things again? You're a funny car driver.
Oh, absolutely. I'm coming back. I was hoping to be here, but I'm trying to come back at the end of end of June. So if everything works out, I'll be back in the seat.
Great to see you, man.
That's some great news as well. Robert Hight, he last won a race at Indy. It's coming up on Indy here in a couple of months again.
Yeah, that's your last race you won. That's a good one to win, but obviously they want to win some more races. They're used to winning. They're used to running well, and boy, they've just struggled. That's the number 12 spot with a 420. Jimmy Prock looks over at the Ace McCullough. I mean, this car's ran very well at every single race except Houston. Houston this year was the only time that they struggled like this, and right now they want to get the ship righted. Cylinder out for Capps.
Robert Hight, 4:14 with a 1. John Force is happy with that. Slaps Jimmy Prock on the back. Capps 4:22 with an 8. So Hight, he's going to move from 12th into the top half of the field in 7th. Ron Capps stays at 16th. Field is set.
I'll tell you, that was a surprise for Capps with that cylinder out. Let me take a look at Robert Hight. It looks like they're just probably trying to sneak up on this thing. They've been having trouble spinning the tires in the middle of the racetrack. I got to believe they probably softened her up just a little bit on the previous run. Said, let's just step her up a little bit more. John Force likes that because it got him into the top half of the field.
Remember, when qualifying is done, we still got 2 more programs for you this weekend at 11 o'clock in the morning. NHRA Race Day presented by Lucas Oil with Dave, Mike Dunn, Gary Gerald. Tim Wilkerson will be on board then. We'll have the finals at 4 o'clock. Join us then. Cruz Pedregon and Jim Head. Cruz is 11th. Jim Head is 14th. Obviously, Cruz, a 2-time Funny Car champion, the defending Funny Car champion, trying to get into the top half of the field, get that lane choice, have a better start on race day.
Well, I think the conditions are there from what we've seen in Top Fuel and so far in the Funny Car category. I think the track is there if you can get the setup right and get the horsepower for Cruz or Jim Head, for that matter, to move up in the top half. To do that, you're going to have to run quicker than a 4:16 elapsed time.
Now, Cruz is sitting right there at 10th place as we show you the spread around 10th. That's the key position, because here at the halfway point in the countdown in the regular season, they're going to take 10th and above, reset, and then off they go into postseason play. So Cruz, no final rounds ever here. Pretty amazing. And Jim Head, who did not qualify here last year. A 4:11.9. Big move for Cruz from 11th up to 4th, and that's the quickest of the session.
How about that, Cruz Pedregon and Ron Tobler? Boy, did they step up and run a 4:11 elapsed time. Take another look at this run as we go to break. I'm telling you got to stay with us because we're going to have more Funny Car action here at Route 66 Raceway.
The NHRA Full Throttle race. Tony Pedregon there getting ready. He's the #1 qualifier right now. Coming to the end of the staging lanes. Last year's winner. Here's Jeff Arend now. As he brings it forward, sits in 13th. Still looking for that win for the Coletta Racing Team. Made his debut for Team Coletta at Indy last year. Trying to move up into the top half from 13th, and we know it's possible. Let's check these numbers. 4:18 with a 9. It moves him up 13th to 11th. Doesn't get him in the top half. Well, Connie Coletta's still pretty happy with that. That's good.
I mean, you know, Connie's one of those guys, as long as it's moving in the right direction and things are improving, the car's responding, he's happy with it.
Here comes Bob Bodie and Matt Hagan. Bodie is 9th, Hagan is 10th, and you know, you want to get the inside on what's going on with these guys? Well, we've got a little, it's about the size of your cell phone, HD camera. Last week at Topeka, we gave it to Matt Hagan.
Up here at the top end, checking everything out, making sure we got plenty of shutdown. How much shutdown's up here?
Between a half mile and 5/8 of a mile, I believe.
That ought to be plenty to get stopped up here.
This is the fifth longest track in the United States.
There we go. That's what we like to hear. Well, you know, I found some farm equipment out here at the drag race. Got a nice looking chisel plow there. Pretty good looking tractor, and I think there's a disc sitting right back there. Always find cool stuff out here at the drag races. You feel like we got a pretty good race car for these conditions, right?
Well, we'll see. We don't want to create any bad juju. Say something we shouldn't say. We'll just wait and see. Better to show it on the track and talk about it.
Matt Hagan has 100 head of Angus cattle and 100 calves on his farm. Think he'd give us like one of those Angus, you know, share it family to family? I'd probably feed us.
Up for that.
Feed me for maybe a month.
I like his crew chief, Tommy DeLagos. We're not going to talk about it. We're going to show it out on the racetrack, and that's what they're going to try to do right here.
Talk with the throttle. Wow, Hagan really lays it down. 4:13 with a 3. Does what he wants. Gets him into the top half. Moves him from 9th into 8th. Robert Hight is now in the bottom half of the field.
Well, Matt Hagan was 7th coming into this session. Then he got bumped back down to 9th by the time he made his run. Guess what? He steps that up. Like you said, Paul, 4:13 moves him up into that number 8 spot. He's hoping that'll hold off, but I think all in all, they'll be pretty happy with that run.
Well, in this 4th and final session, we're moving down to the last pairs in Funny Car and the end of the day. And when we come back, it'll be the Forrest family. Ashley's coming up, and also her father, John Forrest. Stay with us.
I guess I always thought Chris would go to college. But then he told me about this UA apprenticeship, the best training in education, learning a skill for a job that'll stay right here, the chance to earn a degree, a secure career with a future. I was impressed. But when he told me it wouldn't cost us a dime, that they'd pay him great money right from the start, I was sold.
Opportunity. It's waiting for you at UA.org.
I race to win. I know when it's the perfect time to change my tires. When it comes to shaving, I know when to change my blade.
Gillette Fusion's indicator strip fades to white when it may be time to change.
Fresh blade, better shave.
Don't go to bed before the king. Stay up late with BK Burger Shots on the entire late night menu.
I changed my oil. Why worry about engine sludge?
Sludge. It's only funny when it happens to someone else. Get Castrol GTX. With superior sludge protection that exceeds the industry standard. It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
This season, Ace can help you keep your lawn and garden looking great with expert advice to save you time and money. Buy Spectracide Weed and Grass Killer Concentrate for $17.99 and get an $8 rebate. Hurry into Ace, the helpful place.
How about Taurasi?
How badly does she want this game? That is just gorgeous basketball from Sue Bird.
The WNBA. Expect great. Lauren Jackson and the Storm roll into Indiana. Tuesday at 7 on ESPN2.
ESPN's presentation of the United Association Route 66 NHRA Nationals brought to you by Full Throttle. Go full throttle or go home. And UA.org. Earn what you learn. And Gillette Fusion. Gillette's closest, most comfortable shave.
Go ahead, Mike, you say it. They want us to say it.
Is that Hagen in that tractor?
Wow, that's a knee slapper. I'm glad you said that.
That was actually me plowing South 40.
United Association Route 66 Nationals from Chicagoland. Ashley Force Hood, her Ford. Bob Tasca, his Ford. He'll be happy to tell you that, too. Adam, drive one.
Never heard him say that.
Yeah, right. And the Wood Brothers. Wow, NASCAR fame? Wow, they know how to change tires and refuel a car. Guest of the Tasca family this weekend. Tasca runs a 4:12 with a 2, and Ashley Force a 4:09 with a 4. Make that the quickest of the session, and make that she moves up to number 2 and moves her teammate Mike Neff down to number 3.
Now, this is the run that they were looking for from Ashley Force. I mean, she's been the car to beat all year long. Has had a very good race car, but not this weekend. She's kind of struggled in qualifying. Only made a good run last evening, but boy, came back and made a nice run right there.
Currently 4th place, Tim Wilkerson, and this man currently 7th, John Force. We were talking about the Wood Brothers. Let's go to Dave Reef.
Yeah, when you think about the Wood Brothers, you're thinking 60-plus years of NASCAR. You think about the dominating years with David Pearson. Austinville from Dawsonville. Bill Elliott drives the car now. This is Eddie, and this is Len, the second generation boys in charge of the operation now. 60 years in motorsports, never been to an NHRA event. I want to know your immediate reaction.
First one I've ever been to. It's just like takes your breath. I mean, I've got to where I think I could drink nitromethane. I like that stuff.
Ah, good stuff. And Landon, your family credited with the pit stop. When you get back in the race car, or back in the pit area, and watch Bob Tasca's team tear this car down, what do you think of our pit stops? They're not too bad.
I love watching them tear those engines down like 10 or 12 minutes. I mean, it's all amazing.
It is a privilege to have both of you guys at our event today.
Yeah, Leonard, that's the elder part of the Wood Brothers, brought the high-speed pit stop to Indy, too. Wilkerson and Force. Wilkerson 4:11 with an 8. Force 4:12. That's going to move John up 1 place from 7th to 6th. Tim Wilkerson stays 4th.
Well, you talk about consistency for John Force. How about a 4:19 in the first session? Cincinnati's run 4:12. It's a bracket car right there. Dial her in, John, but take a look at Tim Wilkerson. No slouch himself. He runs another 4:11. Consistent also. He ran a 4:11 previously in the previous session. So both of these guys seem to be dialed in the consistency department for tomorrow's eliminations.
Our final pair, funny car, Tony Pedregon and Mike Neff. We go to the top end, Gary Gerald.
Well, actually, when you jump up to the number 2 spot and you make a strong, solid pass in your last opportunity on qualifying day, what does that do for your conference going into eliminations when conditions may be similar or they could be totally different?
Yeah, you never know here in Chicago. The sky's ever-changing, but that was a great, pass to end on Saturday night to go into race day and be feeling good about it, and hopefully we can repeat that tomorrow and go 4 rounds. But it's been kind of a strange day. Our car's really struggled and just been difficult, and usually we don't have as much trouble as we have, but I think the track is kind of tricking everyone. But you can be sure that we'll all get it figured out by tomorrow. I can say though, my dad, I'm going to kick his butt when I see him, because he tries to be so helpful, but the things that come out of his mouth, I could write a whole book on it. Right before they started my car, he gets on the radio, because he's a pair behind me, and goes, just double check your steering wheel, make sure it's locked. He's like, you never know, those things can bust and come right off. And he was totally being serious, And all my crew and my crew chiefs all lifted their hands up like, why would he tell you that? So I got on and said, thanks for giving me one more thing to worry about that run. But the steering wheel didn't come off, and we ran really good, so we're happy. Thank you.
Go kick his butt.
Oh, yeah.
Pedregon 4:07.9. That's the quickest of the session. And Neff was right there with a 4:09.5. Tony Pedregon is the #1 qualifier. Then Ashley Force and Mike Neff. Dickie Venables, the crew chief. Nice going.
Dickie Venable definitely has given Tony Pedregon a race car that can win tomorrow. And watch, the car drifts over towards the wall big time just before the finish. Probably lost a little bit of elapsed time at that point. The car was really charging through the middle, 263 miles per hour at the 8th, and then started to drift a little bit. Slowed at only 302 miles per hour on the other end. Probably lost 3 or 4 miles per hour, but still a nice job to get that #1 spot.
Well, here is the Lucas Oil ladder. That gives Tony Pedregon his 36th pole, just one behind his brother Cruz, and the chance to go against the points leader, Ron Capps, in the very first round.
How about that? Qualified #1, and you got to run Ron Capps, a points leader. What are the odds? And then how about Ashley Force against Jack Beckman? It seems like they keep racing every time we show up in the first round.
There's something going on there we don't know about.
Well, let's check in with Tony Pedregon. You've got Ron Capps, the season points leader in the first round. That hardly seems like there's any justice there when you work so hard to be the #1 qualifier.
Well, you know, we're running good. He's not. We know that all it takes is a couple of tweaks and turns and their car's in the game. But for some reason, this Quaker State car is loving this track and these conditions. And tomorrow we're going to see more of the same. So how about that for Quaker State Snap-on Tools? Chevrolet, we're down, but we're not out, man.
Congrats.
Good job, guys. Yeah, nice drive.
Well, let's take a look at Funny Car Points, reminding you that Ron Capps is the #16 qualifier here, but he is #1 in Funny Car Points right now. There they are. He's followed by Del Worsham, 119 back, and Ashley Force just 1 point back from that.
Fast Jack Beckman, her competition in that #5 spot.
And speaking of Ron Capps, stat guy?
And that's the spot in his career where he's qualified least in 290 prior starts, only the 6th time for Ron Capps. But last year at Brainerd, he was on the bump spot and upset the #1 qualifier, Ashley Force Hood.
Well, and you do have to remember, though, how many times Ron Capps has been the bridesmaid. Is this the season tipping over?
Oh, boy, it's going to be exciting to watch that. But I'll tell you what, right out of the box in Top Fuel, we're going to have the return of Hot Rod Fuller going up against Corey McClenathan. That's a great matchup.
So it will make for one wonderful day in Chicago. If you're in the area, come on out. If not, 4 o'clock, we're on the air. Up next, the 2007 NHRA Thrills and Spills.